Today we're out in the shop to introduce to you another new project, and what we've got behind here is a first-gen Camaro convertible. So this Camaro belongs to our friends over at Rods and Mods, and it's been a running, driving, just kind of a in-town cruiser car. They really want to upgrade the way that this thing handles. It's already been LS swapped, but again, running on factory suspension, so stamped control arms, leaf springs in the back, and that leaves a lot to be desired even when you're just cruising on the streets. So we've decided to take this thing to the extreme, and it's going to get our full independent rear suspension, weld-in chassis with the ExtReme front end. So this car came to us, as you're seeing it here, all stripped down. Our friends, again, over at Rods and Mods, they went ahead and took it from a running, driving car and delivered us this shell. Now what are we doing? We're getting ready to cut it apart. So with the convertible, even though from the factory they went ahead and they made the rockers more robust than the coupe, you still get some body deflection. So anytime he's going in and out of parking lots or any sort of abutment, you can actually watch the gap here in the door move a little bit. And so with our chassis, by the time he's going to be welding in that whole frame structure, that's going to take all that away and give him a better setup. With our new weld-in chassis, we've actually never done a convertible. So what we did is we got our engineering team out here and we put the 3D scanner on this to see what differences there may be. And we did learn there are some differences, including the inside rockers and some of the support system back here. That's not going to be a problem though with the way that we've designed our chassis. It's still all going to work together. So as we go through this build process, we're going to show you some of the nuances that a convertible has compared to a standard coupe. So I mentioned some of the nuances between the convertible versus the coupe, and one of those being is this rear seat support. As you can see here, there's a whole structure actually put in where normally you'd have the kind of the wishbone setup that comes off the top of the package tray. And so what we're going to do before we start cutting this out, because this car is going to get the Detroit Speed mini tubs, and so there's going to have to be some fabrication and modification to this setup here for the rear seat. So we're going to start measuring to make sure that everything goes back in place exactly as we're seeing it here. And just like that, the floor is gone. So like I mentioned before, there's going to be some different nuances and things for a convertible compared to a standard Camaro. So I just want to point a couple things out. First being the rocker. So the rocker is different on this and it's thicker, more robust. And what we're going to do is actually just put the chassis up to that and not use our transition plate that we normally include. And then from there to point out a few other pieces of bracing that are here. So as you're looking at this, we've got a couple braces here for the convertible top. And those there, we're going to be able to keep them in place as well. Moving to the wheel tub, as you notice, there is a flat spot here in the wheel tub, and then part of this flange is also rolled over. So because of that, you can see that we've cut it out a little bit differently than we normally would do when we're doing a mini tub. And so we're going to take the Detroit Speed mini tub kits and we're going to make this work, but we have to ensure that there's clearance for the top. And moving back there, there's additional bracing within the back side of the wheel tub and into the trunk. So again, to keep the structural integrity of the car, we want to leave that all there. All right, so we are here at Rods and Mods on our way to SEMA with our 67 Camaro convertible project, and I've got Robbie here who's been doing some work since it left our shop. So tell me what the heck you've been up to.
So since it left your guys' place with the chassis and all that, we have got the Bear brakes installed that have your logo on them, engraved on them. We put the entire brake assembly on the driver's side, and we put just the calipers on the passenger side. So when you put the wheel stands on there, you can see the spindles and
see all the
forged stuff there and everything and how all that plays together. And then we have an awesome center billet dash piece from East Bay Muscle Cars.
I can't believe how nice that turned out. It really pulls in modern and vintage without losing that vintage look.
It's a very nice piece that Steve makes.
So you're looking at a one-off bespoke set of wheels that doesn't exist anywhere else. Rods and Mods decided that they wanted something unique, and that's what we do at Claymore, is we take examples out of the industry of wheels that these people like, and we say, can you tell us about the major attributes of that wheel that you really like? And then we create something that doesn't exist based on those preferences, and what you see here is a culmination of that. It has unique finishes to it, sizes, offsets, and specs to it that fit the build perfectly, and finishes that they wanted to a T, and a design that no one else is gonna have.
Which I love. Now, speaking of size, so we're running 335s in the rear of this. Let's just turn this way. One of my other favorite parts of the whole signature setup of this wheel, watch. You think I just got that logo perfectly straight? No, I'm not that good. Tell me what you do with that.
So that's also kind of part of our feature. We like to put that on everything that we do, as long as that's what the customer wants. We do a signature floating cap. It's an entire billet assembly. There's no plastic involved with that. It's a sealed bearing on it for long life, smooth operation. It's our own design on how it's weighted and how it operates, so it doesn't ever get stuck on you, and it's not gonna cause any embarrassing issues when you pull up and the other three are upright and that one's not. So you'll never have that happen with these, and they're warranted just like the wheels are.
One thing with our SEMA car behind us is it came equipped with basically every option, all the chrome and all the fancy things.
All the fancy things. Air conditioning.
Air conditioning. And so we wanted to go ahead and replace that. So we turned to our friends at AMD. They sent us out a couple of goodie boxes here that we should get opened up.
What's in them?
Let's figure it out.
Oh. Oh, these are wipers.
Oh, heck yeah.
You ever seen wipers before? You gotta have those in Enterprise, right?
Yeah, we get snow in Enterprise, so we have to have wipers.
Yeah, actually, my Nova needs some new ones of these, so just put those back up, okay?
Perfect. Awesome. Okay, so we got a bunch of trim to put on the car, and from here, we're heading to SEMA. Again, booth 21357. Come see us.